Everybody ready? All right. All right. Questions for Coach Johnson?
I guess start off talking about practice today, what you guys were able to do.
It was really good. We kind of rotate inside, outside with offense, defense. Defensively, we were outside today. And for one of the hotter days we've had, it's really been extremely mild pre-season weather. So we don't want to strip them out, but we really want them to get used to the heat. It's more mental than anything. So we had a really good day. I was pleased where they came out, got active early, mentally and physically. We had a lot more crossover, what we call crossover, where we worked against the offense in some special situations. We're about at the very tail end of our new installation. So today, we got some work on 2 minutes. Got a lot of work down in what I call the score zone, which is inside the 12, you know, our red zone score zone. And the offense was working across the 50-yard line coming in for us, and we got some good field position and down and distance things there. So overall, it was a really good practice. And tomorrow's a day off for them, and I think that we could use it mentally. So it was a really good day. That got a lot done.
What have you seen out of Derek Moncrief so far?
He's been good. He got sick the other day. We don't know if he had a little bug mixed in with some hot dehydration, and he missed a full practice and then another half of the practice. Pretty much couldn't go full speed. He's just now sort of getting back normal, and he's making steady progress. That issue did set him back a little bit, because when you're doing this heavy installation, you know, you miss one practice, that's a lot of reps on some new stuff that you have to go back and try to catch up on, and the train keeps on moving, and the day he comes back, we've already gone on, you know, to new things. And him being a new player, that set him back a little bit, but he's making great progress.
Everything that Jeff Whitaker went through at the South here last year, what are your expectations for him this year on and off the field?
Well, he's been a leader. Even when he didn't play last year, he's a leader for us off the field. He's sort of a team rep, if you will. And Coach has his team council. I'm sure Jeff's in it. He has a lot of players that he depends on for leadership, but there's a special trust there with Jeff, especially on a lot of issues involving things off the field. You know, what we're going to do when they got a free night off, what are they going to do when we give them a day off, things of that nature. And I think he's got a great influence on his teammates, because they respect him because of the kind of young man he is and all the things he's gone through, and the tough times, the sacrifices, rehab, and all of that with his leg injuries. A lot of players, you know, he didn't have to come back. He did it because he's dedicated to this program. And he's had a good fall camp. And we keep him healthy, he's going to be a key factor for us, and a big-time factor in our defensive line rotation.
Well, let's talk about the new installation. I know you're working on this like expanded dime formation. Can you explain a little bit about what that is and what you're all looking to do with it?
Yeah, we had it last year, but our personnel didn't fit it very well, so we sort of moved on. We're working 5 DBs and a star safety out there in addition, 3 down, 2 linebackers. So it's just a package we want to keep available. We lost one of the better pass rushers in America last year. We lost what we thought was going to be our most dynamic pass rusher coming back into the year in Lawson. So we're looking for ways to create pressure and get speed on the field. And we're going to certainly keep it in the package for now. Our personnel fits to it a little bit better right now. And we worked with our offense the other day in a blitz period and got 2 different days, I think, in executing it. We're a long way from knowing exactly, you know, what we're doing in it, but it looked good.
And that's why it looked like Rudy was lined up as a corner in that particular formation.
He's still at the safety.
Still
Yeah. We're keeping corners at corner. We've got an abundance of safeties and DBs. We're playing in those inside safeties. Same 2 linebackers that are always out there. We're taking a defensive lineman off the field and adding another defensive back. So it's just putting a little more speed on the field, give us some variety of things. We can bring blitzes from different places and cover down with guys that, you know, we know this guy can blitz, we know it could also go out and cover, so they've got the versatility to complement.
That's going to be probably almost exclusively a 3rd down.
Probably, unless you play a team that's a very finesse offense with 1 back almost 100% of the time, you know, it could be something that would be good against that.
You mentioned moving Cass to, you know, maybe like a 3rd down rush end or whatever. What are some other ways you're trying to create that pass rush, or maybe it's not there?
In addition to him?
Yeah.
Well, Rodney, basically a lot of it's just development of pass rush techniques. We got some guys who got a pretty good skill set. We all know Carl could have been a big factor, but we got to move on. Some of the young guys, Kenyon, Andrew Williams, some of those guys are really making steady improvement every day. Casanova has just got a lot of natural skills for that, but he really needed the development of the fundamentals. So he's spending about 10 to 20 minutes with Rodney every day over there at the defensive line. And we may try to find somebody else to do that, but right now it looks like, you know, we've got it shored up. Elijah's doing a good job on the edge. He can move inside too. Darius, you know, doing a good job out on the edge. So we're not completely depleted there. We just wanted to make sure that if we had another injury or had to go to something, we lost a guy for a couple of weeks or something, we'd have something else we could go to. So the next step was the package he was talking about. We're just going to put more speed on the field and create blitzes and mismatches and things of that nature.
What are you expecting out of Devereaux Lawrence and Devontae Lambert this year, and what do they look like so far in camp?
Well, I don't like to use the word expect or expectations. You know, the player will be what he can be, but you know, obviously, when you bring a junior college player into your program, you expect him to contribute. I think Devereaux got hurt the other day and he's missed a couple of practices, so he's falling behind a little bit. Lambert has had a much better camp so far just because he's been able to practice every practice. Both of them physically during the summer looked as good as our older kids, just moving around doing drills and T-shirts and agility drills, pass rush drills of that nature. They got great skill. They got great talent for their position. So as they learn what they're doing and can handle the package, you know, the whole scheme, I really think both of them will be rotating in there quite frequently. We like to play a lot of people up front.
Devereaux able to go today to get back in?
He started the practice. It was a little bit gimpy. I think he finished the practice, but we kind of moderated his reps and watched his contact. He ought to be ready to roll here pretty soon. They get a day off tomorrow. I'd be surprised if he's not ready to go the next day, but I'm not sure. I'd have to ask the trainer.
Ellis, just talk about what you saw yesterday, get some guys out there and kind of the scrimmage.
The scrimmage, if we had one main objective, it was to evaluate our complete depth chart. And what I mean by that is we run a very limited number of repetitions with players that we've seen play in SEC ball games, and that we feel like we can count on them. They got, you know, somewhere around 12 to 20 snaps total in two different drills and scrimmages. And then the guys that did not have a lot of work around here got the bulk of the repetition. So we got a lot of information on a lot of guys. Not sure we're ready to draw the line on all of them, but we're starting to get some guys make some moves and, you know, kind of clear it up. We've still got a lot of competition going on for a lot of two-deep spots, maybe a couple of starting positions, you know, are dead even. But we've still got a lot of work to do to find out who the true two-deep is. But we probably, I think we went 72 scrimmage plays. We went a 24-play blitz period. And we also had a little half-line drill, which physically we could evaluate a lot of our linemen. And off of all of that, we started to see some of our new guys make some progress. We started to see some of the guys from spring that we thought were looking pretty good. They started to do some things that we know kind of, it's clearing up a little bit. I couldn't write the depth chart for you now, but we're starting to get a feel for who we can count on.
Who were some of those guys that you're starting to get a good feel for, the young guys?
In my position in particular, I thought Trey had a really good day for a freshman. He made some typical freshman mistakes. I was overall pleased with all of them. Our number one offensive line took almost 0 reps in the scrimmage, so you know, still I was pleased with them being in the right place, doing the right things, right run fits, drops in coverage were pretty doggone good, man coverage, pickups, etc. Didn't bust a lot of pressures. We didn't run many. We went in the blitz drill, did a good job. So that was the thing for the most part. Javier has improved a little bit from missing spring practice. I'm pleased at where he is right now. I thought the 2 starters looked very good. They had a great day. Didn't get many reps. Kahari was doing fine. He got an injury on his wrist. He's back out there full speed now, but he only got like 9 plays in the scrimmage, so I didn't get a good look at him. Anthony Swain did a good job. Had about 4 or 5 tackles, called the fumble. You know, the overall, it's hard to separate, and they're all still in the hunt. And then, you know, I thought that Melvin was pleased with the progress of his corners that had come back, but he also thinks the young kids look real good. You know, the new kids out there. And then Boston and Roberts, they've had a really good 6 days. And those 2 safeties, you know, they're not ready to play on Saturday yet, but we've got 3 more weeks. And I'll tell you, those guys keep showing up. They make a lot of plays and look like they can fit in the mix out there physically.
Jonathan Jones was a guy you guys were really high on this time last year before he got hurt. He's going to be most likely starting in place of Mincy there that first game. Just what have you seen from him as far, what are you expecting from him, especially that first game?
Yeah, we look at JJ as a starter, you know. That being said, I don't think he's a 75-play guy. And he's excellent cover skills, great third down player. You know, we'd be very comfortable if he starts. We've got to develop some depth at corner, and the only thing we've been a little bit hampered with injuries. Travon's got a nagging hamstring. Holsey's, we're just being a little bit cautious with his knee. You know, he comes in, he's wearing a brace. That some days it's a little sore, so we're taking some reps off of him. That's give us a chance to work the other guys. So we're still trying to develop our depth at that situation, that spot.
What's the star situation start?
Right now, it's a good depth situation now with both Reezy and Garrett. And, you know, we make sure we get a full season out of Justin Garrett, and that's the main thing. McEnroe's had a good camp. He's well behind those guys, but he's given us some decent plays there, and I thought he's made some progress. You got to remember, he's a freshman coming into his sophomore of the year, but he's had a pretty good camp. So that's where we'd line him up right now.
Ellis, the other day you said you were pleased but not satisfied with the linebackers behind your starters. Has that improved at all in the last few days since?
It has. I thought they all had pretty good scrimmages yesterday. And when like I say, when I use those words, you know, I'm pleased with the effort. I'm pleased with the intensity. I'm pleased with the overall picture. Not satisfied. You know, they're not where they are right now to be able to play more than just a few plays for us. If they were out there 20 plays, you know, they're right now they're prone to make a mistake that could cost you a big play. But they all played pretty good in scrimmage now. It was vanilla. We didn't run much, and the offense didn't run much. So as far as evaluating the guy, how much could he handle in the big picture? I don't think we really got that far. But physically, you know, the tackling was good. The coverage assignments, they executed them pretty well. I didn't see a lot of mistakes. Didn't see a whole bunch of dynamic plays, but I saw a bunch of good football plays. And some guys have made a lot of progress. I've just got to get to a point you can't get 7 or 8 linebackers ready to play on the game. You can get 4 ready, maybe a 5th. And right now I'm trying to figure out who those 5 are.
You still pleased with the progress of Nick Ruffin, and which position are you playing him at?
He's working star also. Should have mentioned him a minute ago. He's playing some dime in the dime package. Has not gotten any work yet at corner or at deep safety. And I think he's starting to feel comfortable there, and we just don't want to move him too quickly. But we're really pleased with where Nick is right now.
Ellis, is there a plan for how you're going to go about handling Mincy for that first game, and then anything else you guys are doing behind the scenes this summer?
Yeah, I don't, and I defer anything other than just, how good a player is or what he feels about, to the head coach. What exactly he is going to do that first game, I don't know all the details. I know he's not going to start, and we've got a plan for that.
Is there anything he's doing that he has to meet for the defensive staff on top of whatever Gus may be doing? Is there specific things you?
No, it's complete. It's head coach's control and discretion.
Couple more.
You mentioned the dime package earlier. Are you hoping to do some more of those sub packages and stuff, kind of like you were talking about before last season started?
The one we were talking about a while ago with 5 DBs and 1 lineman out and our 3 backers, kind of a 3-3-5. We feel pretty confident right now we'll keep that and develop it as we go. I don't think we'll do much more than that. The biggest thing is today, we won't let you substitute. If you take that into the game as a security blanket and you get to about the 4th series, you want to put that package on the field, and you can't get them out there. And you get them out there, sometimes you can't get them back off. So if it's designed for a particular situation like 3rd and 8 to plus, and all of a sudden they pick the first down up and they go fast pace and you can't get them off the field. So I prefer not to get into a bunch of different substitution packages, but we've got to get some skill sets out there that can get it done on that situation at the same time. So right now we've got a base package, we've got our 4-down dime with that extra cover guy, a little bit better pass rushers, and then working that odd front with the 3 backers and the 5 DBs.
Ellis, in that situation with trying to substitute with a hurry-up offense, you and other defensive coaches, I feel certain, look for ways to be able to get that done. And you did it sometimes last season. How do you go about doing that? How do you go about getting the substitution?
The first thing is when you work against an offense that does it, kids get used to it. And really a big part of it is the players having the poise and the alertness and so forth, just the organization of getting back off and on the field. Because if you practice as a football team, you don't ever do it, it's hard. I mean, I've been in that situation too, it's very hard. So we are used to it. It doesn't rattle us, you know. But if a team, you know, has a third down play and they pick up a first down, maybe hit a 20, 24-yard play, and they don't substitute, I mean, you got to leave them out there. And so, you know, we have enough in our package, we'd have something to call on the first down play that we'd feel okay. Now, if we know it's third down, I can get them out there, you know, and even if they try and hurry up, we can usually get them out there because I know the situation. But when you don't know whether they're going to pick it up or not, you don't know if it's going to be fourth down or another first down, sometimes you can't get them out there, depending on where the ball is on the field. Now, if it's not outside the coach's box, 25 to 25, usually you can get that done too.
How would you use Nick Ruffin in that star position? Would he be like a normal star player, or would he be like a dime? Or
He's really a normal star. Yep. He's got a lot of the same skills that Threezy has. You know, he's a natural DB. And the biggest thing he's had to really improve on right now is the big receiver stalk blocking him out in space, or coming off the edge and having to take on a running back on a blitz, or on outside run play. You know, big blocker gets out on the edge. That's the thing he's got to get better at, which Threezy did too. So he's kind of got DB skill sets, and he's looked very comfortable out there.
Ellis, how important in the next 3 or 4 practice days for those young guys, knowing that you got to start getting ready and seeing who you're going to play?
It's very important, and we've got another scrimmage, I think, in 3 days. We don't practice tomorrow, and then we'll go to another practice of 2 a day, and then another scrimmage. I think at the end of that scrimmage, we'd be a little bit more able to talk clarity on our personnel. We're going to have a big discussion tomorrow as a staff, and the head coach has got 51% of the vote. So he'll voice what he says, and it's going to, you know, we got plenty of time now. We're not up against the wall. We've got at least another 3 or 4 days of good physical work to evaluate.
Ellis, is there anybody else that's moved from one position to another from the roster?
Trying to think. You know about all the linemen working inside, outside. You know, of course, Cass is working up on the pass rush a little bit. Those DBs are just all over the place when we go to our sub packages, because we've got Savon's out right now. Somebody went down today. Garrett went down today for about 10 or 15 minutes. Wasn't serious. But when you get in your dime package, or what we're calling the Cinco package, with the 3 down and 5 DBs, then you get key 2 guys are over on the sideline. Somebody to know what they're doing when they get out there. That's the only frustration you have in trying to work that. So there's been a little musical chairs back there just because of losing a guy for a period, or losing him for a practice, and then getting him back the next day.
Ryder, you can ask a question?
No,
Okay.
Good.
We're good. I gave you your shot.
Yeah.